Hello and welcome to round 6 of the TTFL Tier 1 League. We are in Spain tonight for the league's first sprint race as well, so it'll be short quali followed by an 11-lap sprint race with points to the top 8 and then the full feature race. There's no mandatory pit stop during the sprint race. Standard pit stop, tyre rules apply to the feature race. We've only got 10 drivers at the moment. We have got a couple that may be joining late. Hopefully they are in before the sprint starts. We wait for everyone to sort their tyres and setups out. I'll get the track map up, find the link and get that posted. And then I'll run through the standings. I'm in a completely wrong league as well. So, after round 5, which was Miami last week, the standings are Scorenzi is currently out in front with 95 points, Thornicus in second on 54, Frenzy in third on 49, Moylan's in fourth on 41, tied with King Kai Panda, although Moyland does sit above due to better overall results, having second place, it's given him the edge. Martin is in 6th on 40 points, Duckface in 7th on 31 points, Lewis Sabika in 8th on 25 points, Non-Human in 9th on 22, RRL in 10th on 22, Freedom is in 11th on 21 points, Speedy is in 12th on 18, Scotty in 13th on 14, Hobo in 14th on 12, HCRA is 15th with 10 points, Anthony is in 16th with 6 points, Hepburn in 17th on 2 points, and yet to score are Nevo, Cons and Sid. In the Constructors, Williams are out in front of Alfa Romeo, McLaren, Alpine, Haas, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Alfa Tauri, Mercedes and Red Bull. So we have now got cars on track. RRL will be the first round to start his time lapse. We'll ride on board with him. Hopefully someone can let me know what the weather's going to be doing for the sprint and main race. As RRL heads down into turn 1. Hugs the curb nicely for turn 2, and then it's the long turn 3. Nicely to the apex for turn 4, runs out to the outside curb, cut back in for 6. No, sorry, that's 5. 6 is the little kink that doesn't really affect anything. Then into the difficult 7 and 8. Can catch people out. Round turn 9 now. DRS open, heading to the re-profile turns 10 and 11 and 12. Interesting to see the lines people take through there. Apparently Lewis Speaker is on track. Oh, there's been quite a few already started their laps. So Cornicus has set a 1:17.6, Lewis the Beaker has done an 18.0, Hobo's at 19.2, RRL crosses the line on an 18.1 to take him into third. Martin looks to run wide through turn 1. So who else have we got? Who's on the lap? Anthony's on an out lap. There's Hobo pushing him. Thank you, chat. I believe it's dry for the whole for all sessions. So King 5 Panda currently sitting on a 132. I'm assuming he had an issue during his first time lap. Coming around turn 16 now, onto the straight, gets the DRS open, crosses the line on a 19.4, taking him into 5th. DXG Anthony's just starting his time lap. Nicely through turn 2. Lets the car run out nice and wide on the exit of turn 3. A little wide of the apex in 4. Well, that's the view we got from the spectator view. Sausage curbs through 7 and 8 are horrible in this game. If you do get mounted on one of those, it's very easy to get thrown off into the gravel and into the wall. I do speak from experience. RPR were here a few races back. We're coming down to 14 and 15. Getting the exit from 15 to critical to get the speed down this straight. Gets the DRS open, crosses the line on a 19.5, taking him into 6th. So, Frenzy, Moyland and Duckface yet to set a time, but Duckface is on his outlap now. That's good. Martin is starting his next time lap. He's just done an 18.8. He's not pushing for this one. So Lewis and RRL are on outlaps. Moyland's come out for an outlap. I think Duckface. Lewis the Beaker just in front of Duckface. He's getting out of the way to give him space. That's what Duckface sets off. Down the start finish straight now. Keep an eye on his sector times. Not as aggressive through turn 2 as some people have been. Nice line through 3, runs it out wide. I hate that camera angle, you can't see how close to the apex they're actually getting. Canon 5 though, nicely got the apex there. Got an Alfa Romeo in front of him, who will hopefully keep well out of the way. So come up on Discord. Round turn 13 now. Into the final chicane. It's got a horrible sausage curb on the outside that you want to keep well off of, and crosses the line to go second on a 17.9. Lewis the Beaker comes across the line just behind him to steal that second place with the 17.7. If we can find Moyland. It's done 51.9 through sector 2. So good exit. 18.3 takes Moyland into 5th. Thor has got more to come. RL now coming to finish his current lap. Not going to be an improvement. It's a 22.7. 5 Panda 7 tenths up through sector 2. Into 13 now. Braking right for 14. Nice line through there, taking plenty of the exit curve but keeping away from the sausage curve. Crosses the line on an 18.1, jumps him up into 4th place. But currently out in front you've got Thornicus on a 17.6, Lewis the Beaker on a 17.7. Thornicus has just improved to a 17.4, gives him 3/10 lead over second place. 5 Panda in 4th on an 18.1, RL on an 18.1, a couple of hundredths between the pair. Moyland on an 18.3 and 6, Martin on an 18.8, Hobo on a 19.2, Hobo on the lap. It does look to have just started a lap, so we'll stick on board. That's a better camera angle for turn 4. Definitely got the apex and cut a bit of grass at the same time there. Through 6, now into 7. Crosses the sausage curb. Now into the reprofiled turn 10. I thought it was going to be faster flowing than it is. You still have to brake quite hard into that corner. Through 12 and 13. Into the final chicane, takes a lot of curb on the entry. Didn't look to unsettle the car though, and crosses the line on an 18.8, takes 4 tenths off of his previous time, does stay in 8th place. Frenzy is now on his way out for his first run. Martin has jumped up to 3rd on a 17.8. I believe he's on a lap now. Hobo's not on a lap, he's invalidated the current one. I think it's just Frenzy who's on his out lap. We'll follow the McLaren round. Oh, Frenzy has invalidated the current lap. I missed that. And Non-Humans managed to get in before the end of the short quali. So let's see what Non-Humans got to offer. So we've got McDuckface, King 5 Panda, RL and Moyland all on outlaps, along with non-human. So who's going to be our first one across the line? It's going to be RL to start his lap. Followed by Panda. Thinking that's McDuckface coming next. It'll be non-human, Hobo, and Frenzy. So RL does a 21.9 in sector 1. A yellow flag in sector 2, which I think was Lewis keeping out of the way of another driver. Maybe it was team tactics and he's looking to give his teammate a tow down the DRS straight. That possibly have worked for him, as non-humans lost it on the exit of turn 3. The worst case for non-human is going to be starting in 11th for the sprint race. Still has the opportunity to pick points up there though, as RL comes around across the line on a 17.5. 6/10 improvement takes him up to 2nd. Next is King 5 Panda, who crosses the line on 18.2. Not quite enough. Duckface. Can he improve? No, he won't be improving on this because he's currently on the 130. Guessing he had a moment. So we'll drop back to Moyland, will be the next across the line. Any improvement? Yes, he jumps to the top of the board with a 117.1. Massive improvement there from Moyland. Frenzy crosses the line on a 122.8. His teammate was taking advantage of the opportunity for the tow there. Hobo's also made it across the line before the end. And improving his 3/10 up through sector 2. On the push to the line now, crosses the line on an 18.6. 9/10 improvement there, takes him up into 8th place. Chronicus. 400ths off. Keeps him in 2nd place, but he could get in with this lap if he's not got the ERS to make an improvement this time round. RL's across the line. Lewis has crossed the line. And coming around to finish his lap now. Let's see what the split was at sector 17.9. The Duckface has failed into the pits. I believe that is the end of qualifying. And it doesn't look to be on a lap. Don't believe Chronicus is, but no, he's coming into the pits. So there we have it, that's the end of qualifying. Pole position goes to Moyland with a 17.146. Chronicus takes 2nd on a 17.4. RRL in 3rd on a 17.5. Lewis the Beaker in 4th on a 17.7. Martin in 5th on a 17.8. Duckface in 6th on a 17.9. King 5 Panda in 7th on an 18.1. Anthony in 8th on an 18.6. Hobo in 9th on an 18.8. Frenzy in 10th on a 22.2, and Non-Human unfortunately had a DNF before he could set a time. Very close qualifying there. Top 7 separated by less than a second. Could make for an interesting sprint and feature race. Oh, unlucky Lewis. But you've got the sprint now. Points for the sprint. That's earlier. 8 points available for the sprint race. Top 8 places get the points. Weather could be dry, although the view in the pits looks a little bit hazy. Can't think of the word there to describe the weather. So we're going for the immersive formation lap again, as the bug could have been fixed. It is worth noting though that if the leader sits on the grid for a long time before the last car joins the grid, their tyres will cool down. So it's going to be important for the leader to keep the pack as close as possible. Praying there is no issues with the lobby. This Non-Human looks to be going rather slow at the back to get a move on a little. Let's see what tyres everyone's on. So the top 6 have all selected medium. Panda's gone for a set of hards. Anthony and Hobo on the mediums. Frenzy's gone for a set of softs. Doable, but I don't think they're going to be pretty at the end. Non-Human has now caught up with the back of the pack. And has done a decent job of keeping everyone fairly well bunched. Now they've fixed the immersive lap, does make it a little bit more realistic. The potential for losing tyre temps as you sit on the grid waiting for the rest to reform. See how many people have forgotten how to park it in the grid box. Three. As we wait for the lights, that's 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go, go, go for the first TTFL sprint race. Camera angles, as useful as always. So Lewis the Beaker looked to get a move up the inside of Moyland into turn 1, but he had that covered off. Looks very clean through. Non-human looks to have made up a couple of places, and now everything's disappeared. Let's turn back to position things. So Lewis Beaker gained 2 places off the start. Seanicus has dropped down 2 places. Anthony's jumped up 3 into 5th place. Martin's dropped 2. Panda's dropped 1. Non-humans gained 2. Hobo and Frenzy are both down a place. See if the Hasses are going to try and work together to keep in touch with Moyland. Try and pull a gap to Seanicus behind. Everyone's still very close together around this first lap. Non-human now dropped back behind Hobo. Leaderboards gone a little blicky, but Lewis the Beaker to be closing right into the back of Moyland into turn 1. Not quite close enough to get the move done. Listen, RRL starting to open that gap out to Seanicus. He's sitting on 7/10. And as always happens when I start mentioning a gap opening up, it starts closing back in. The top 4 are opening a gap behind Dixie Anthony, currently 1.7 back after Seanicus. As McDuckface goes for the move around the outside of turn 10, gives him the inside for 11 and 12. Gets on the power a little bit too early on the inside there. Keeps it out of the wall, but that's dropped him all the way back to 11. Moyland now opening that gap to just within the second mark, but the slipstream down this start-finish straight pulls Lewis back into 6/10. As Lewis has dropped it on the exit of turn 2, manages to get the car out of the way, pulls to the inside of the track, gets it turned round, not getting in anyone else's way. So now RRL's got all the work to do to try and close that gap down. I'd imagine he lifted as he saw Lewis going round, so he didn't go into the back of his car. Seanicus just floating on the edge of the second mark, the DRS. Hasn't got it for this lap. Teetering on the 1 second gap there. As Martin looks to be closing up onto the back of Anthony. Is he going to be able to get a move done around the start-finish straight? See how Seanicus' exit from 15 goes. Can he get the power down? Got closing in that slipstream. DRS is open. Gaps at 7/10. Doesn't really look to be closing down even with the DRS. Martin's taken 2/10 out of Anthony into turn 1. Not close enough to get a move. Non-humans all over the back of Hobo. Frenzy just on. Oh, sorry. Frenzy just behind non-human, looking to see if he can capitalise on any errors from the guys in front of him. Just not close enough to do anything with that second DRS straight. Martin is right on the back of Anthony though. As he gets on the power a little bit too early coming out of 12 and unfortunately spun it round. Go back to Thornicus, who's a lot closer this time to RRL. Right in the slipstream, pulls out to go for the inside of turn 1. Side by side as they enter turn 1, that will give RRL the inside for 2. He manages to close that door off and maintain second place. RRL and Thornicus fighting to allow Moyland in front to pull a 2.8 second gap now. That's enough of the Alpine. Non-Human and Hobo side by side into turn 5. Non-Human up the inside, looks to have got the move done. So go through 6, Hobo pulls in behind. Could give Hobo the DRS now. On the run down to turn 10, can he capitalise on it? Frenzy's right on the back as well. That DRS straight I don't think is long enough to really capitalise. Jump on board, see if Thornicus can get closer this time around. Actually jump on board, as close on board as we can get. The offset TV pod mode. Follow RRL through turn 3. Be able to open the gap on corner exit there. It's very smooth on the control inputs here. Little lift as he goes through turn 9. Team 5 Panda takes the fastest lap of the race on a 19.3. I think he has. His armour set us off. I don't know if he had pit damage. As RRL picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. If Thornicus being that close, that's going to drop him a position at the end. Doesn't have to worry about Anthony at the moment. Anthony's 5.5 seconds back. Thornicus still on the back. Frenzy's managed to get past Hobo now. Hobo's down in 6th, but has gained 3 paces off of his start position. Frenzy's up 5. Anthony's up 4. Isn't really under any pressure from Frenzy at the moment. There's the Beaker on his recovery after that spin, half a second off the back of Martin. Stick with this one, see how he gets round 12 this time round. And into 13 nicely. On the power, nice and early out of 15. And run round 16, trying to get the toe here. He'll have the DRS wide open. Closing the gap up, but not quite close enough to make a move on this lap. Hobo dropping back a little from Frenzy now. Thornicus still right on the back of RRL. Coming into the second DRS zone now. able to really close up massively. That Haas must be set up for straight line speed. Yellow flag in sector 2, that's now cleared. Can Thornicus get the exit? Closer this time around. It's in that slipstream. Time's dropping, looks to the inside. Not quite close enough to putting his nose up the inside. Guessing Thornicus knows he's got the penalty in front, so he doesn't need to push too hard. He's just got to stay within that 3-second window. Can Lewis do anything to try and close up on Martin? Currently in the points positions, but I know he'll want to move up and get as many points out of this sprint race as possible. Non-human into the pits for a set of softs. Brings him out just behind King Pi Panda. Wide on the exit there for Lewis. He's dropped back quite a bit on Martin. And running very wide off the track there. Guessing he's had a spin and has cooked his tyres. It's unfortunate for Lewis there. Has brought Duckface up into the points positions though. Lap 11. We've got a yellow in sector 1. And sector 2 as Lewis has retired in the pits. Okay, only a couple of laps to go. Means he'll definitely be starting the main race in 11th place. RL must have had a problem as well because he's now dropped down to 4th place. Thornicus and Anthony have got past him. I really need to get better at having eyes all over the place to keep an eye on what's going on. Stay with RL, see if he can get back past Anthony on the start-finish straight. I think Non-Humans retired in the pits as well. Lewis saying he lost connection. Let me just... see if I can re-invite him back to the lobby. There's something else that they've fixed. There's Lewis underscore Beacon. Moylan clear out in front with a 5-second lead over Thornicus in second. I'm trying to do this before the end of the race. Hopefully that invite I've just sent you comes through, Lewis. So at the end of the sprint race, Moylan takes the win, Thornicus in second, DXC Anthony in third, Frenzy gets fourth, RL picks up fifth, Martin in sixth, Hobo in seventh, Duckface in eighth, and King 5 Panda in ninth. I'm just going to retry sending that invite to Lewis. I'll try and do this before the lobby progresses. Oh, it will not let me send an invite, Lewis. If you... I'm trying to think how to do it. If you click on Moylan's name in the game-based settings, it should have an option to request to join the current session. So there's the confirmation of your result of the sprint race. Moylan gets 8 points for first. Thornicus picks up 7 points in second. Anthony picks up 6 for third. Frenzy gets 5 for fourth. RL gets 4 for fifth. Martin gets 3 for sixth. Hobo picks up 2 for seventh. And Duckface picks up the last point for eighth. King 5 Panda, Non-Human, and Lewis the Beaker, who I'm not sure he's going to be able to get back in for the main race because it seems to be having issues. It won't let me send him an invite, and it won't let him rejoin through the menu system. As we wait now for everyone to set their strategy for the feature race. 33 laps of the Circuit du Catalunya. Cons blaming immersive formation lap. I think for RPR we will stick with broadcast for tonight until I've got time to do some proper testing on all the bugs that are coming out with these formation laps. Gutted to see you not being able to race, Lewis. You had some really good pace there. Hobo, how can you run out of fuel on the sprint race? Don't underfuel the car. Here we go, formation lap 2. Lewis, your car is running at the back as an AI. If it wins, I'm sure there will be all hell to break loose in the stewards' reports. Why does everyone always message me when I'm mid-comms? Fairly easy. Nice and impartial there, Cons. I'm sure the person will be more than happy to hear those bonus points for taking them out. So here we go for the feature race as everyone lines up on the grid again. So that's 3 failed to park in their grid slot properly. So they will be pushed slightly further back in the grid spot. It puts them at a disadvantage. The Alfa Romeo and the King 5 Panda looks to be pointing over to the right of his grid box. As we are lights out and it's go, go, go for the FICA race. Again with the horrid camera view into turn 1. DXC Anthony has jumped up into the lead. Didn't see at all how he's done it, but he has jumped. Moylan Thornicus is dropping back slightly, he's dropped down to 4th. RRL's got past. There's King 5 Pandas on the move, up into 5th place now. Looks to be going up the inside of Thornicus to try and take 4th, and has taken 4th from Thornicus. Hobo and Martin fighting on the inside of 7. Leaving enough room, but Hobo's managed to get past and has taken 6th place. Morland and Anthony into turn 10. Morland going for the outside. It'll give him the inside into 11. Keeping it tidy. Side by side still down into 13. Morland just gets in front before the turn in for 14. Can he capitalise on his exit? Try and open that gap. Anthony's going to be right in the slipstream, followed by RRL. Again with the horrid camera angles. I want to see what's going on into turn 1, not the grass at the side of the track. Anthony gets it very sideways out of turn 3, but manages to keep it out of the wall. Pulls the car off the track, keeping out the way of the rest of the pack as they come through. It's unfortunate for Anthony, that's dropped him quite a way back. Non-human battling with the AI of Lewis the Beaker. All on over the back of Martin. Hobo's now up into 4th place. Thornicus is within the DRS of RRL, which will become active at the end of this lap, so their first chance to use the DRS will be down the straight between turn 9 and 10. As non-human has managed to dispatch Lewis's AI. King 5 Panda, the next one to try and get a move done against the AI. We're going to go for it around the outside of turn 3. The AI looks to break a little there. Annoying that Hobo's out. Hobo is out at the exit of turn 4. Looks to have got an oversteer and spun into the wall. So I think Panda may have just... Did he drop it on the exit? It's definitely cooked his tyres. So we've got a virtual safety car at the moment. Martin. Panda, calm it down, steady, let those tyres cool down. It's going to take a couple of corners before you can start pushing. It's VSC, so you let them cool down and then you can gain against your delta. So to sort of neutralise the race at the moment, everyone will be driving to a predefined delta. RRL, typical go to say is close the gap slightly and then it opens back up to roughly where it was before the virtual safety car was brought out. So VSC seems to be lasting quite a long time. And there you go, we're back racing and DRS is enabled. So Solonicus is on the back of RRL. Is within that second gap at the DRS detection zone, which is in the middle of turn 8 and 9. And we've lost non-human as well on the run up to turn 9. Let's see his car. She went on board with Anthony. Can we see it with Frenzy? Nope. Bear with me, Hobo. I will get you an invite now. There you go, Hobo. I'll send you an invite. So where are our battles? Our battles at the minute are Thornicus trying to keep on the back of RRL. Welcome, Hobo.
Hello, Rob.
What happened?
I just lost it going round, what corner was it? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, around 4. Just the rear end stepped out, I couldn't bring it back in, and I only tapped the wall and the wall just come flying off.
Oh, I was unlucky. You were in a decent position as well.
I was enjoying it. After my RPR race, you know, I did fairly well in that. Obviously, this is a lot faster than Tier 2, than the GP2 in RPR. But, you know, I felt comfortable. I had a couple of twitchy moments in the sprint, but I thought, you know, overall I'm going to be doing quite well. Everyone around Jake was spinning out, which was quite funny. So I was getting 3 places left, right and centre. But yeah, just unfortunate really.
Gutting to see. It does
now
seem
down to 9 as well.
Everyone seems to be struggling on the track, so technically we're down to 8. Because Lewis is
Oh yeah, because Lewis isn't here, isn't he? Yeah. It's very strange because whether it's because the sprint race has led us into a false sense of security because we lighter cars and everyone's sort of struggling with that now. But even in the sprint, there was a lot of cars that were just getting on the curbs and losing the rear. Like turn 3 is quite a nasty one for spins. Someone else has gone off as well. I thought it was Moylan. It's not. It's his teammate. Dutch Face has gone off.
Where is he? Track line.
Yeah, I say, where is he for a second there? But yeah, so everyone's getting a bit of a, you know, unsteady and stuff. So it's going to be an interesting race. Obviously, at the moment, it's kind of frustrating because we've only got one real battle on track. That's Greg versus Shawnigas. But anything can happen. It's a shame with all the numbers as well, low numbers. I'm a bit frustrated about that. But you know, hopefully it changes next week. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I see a couple of comments on the stream. I think it was Con saying that it could be the immersive formation lap that caused the issue not being able to invite Lewis back.
Oh, we can't invite him back at all.
No, when they brought out the last pack, the invite from the pause menu is now back, and it works. It worked in RPR, but tonight it just keeps coming up with an error whenever I try to invite Lewis back.
Well, apparently for me he's not online, whether he's gone offline now. I'll just try. It said invite sent, but yeah, not too sure. Oh, Dutch Face is out. Dutch Face has lost it. That's caused full safety car.
Okay.
Oh, they fixed that as well. We get to see a safety car now. That's nice.
Well,
I didn't know what before, did it?
It was VSC for your one.
Yeah, VSC. Yeah, I heard the lads bitching about the VSC. But yeah, we couldn't. I remember last week watching the race. We couldn't tell if it's a safety car. It just comes up with yellow 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, the only way I can tell the difference is I have to look for the yellow dot of the safety car coming out the pits. It doesn't actually say on screen safety car, which is annoying.
Well, apparently, this just in, Lewis De Beeker won't be racing anymore in this league. He's stepping down.
Really?
Yeah, just to let you know that I may have stepped down from racing this league since our in real life event has clashed with the same time as you guys race, and I had to cancel it to race today. I also just not been enjoying racing as much as I used to in this league. I'm not sure what, but I don't look forward to racing in the same way I did when I joined.
Well,
So there we go. Bit of a shame.
That's the same. He's one of the faster lads as well.
But like you said, like we're going to be, well, there's potentially going to be a change in the hopefully in the next week with this, because the number it has been low for a while and it's starting to annoy me a little bit. So potentially could be some changes.
Yeah, I can understand why it's annoying. It was last season of the last game you managed to get tier 2 off the ground, and it looked like you'd got 2 full tiers.
And we was never sure actually. It was always actually
overpopulated.
Yeah, it was at least minimum 16 in each race. Obviously in tier 2 it was 16, and tier 1 was 18, 19. So to go from that to now not even getting enough for Q1 is a bit frustrating.
Yeah. Like you say, with crossplay now being an option, look at bring the Xbox boys on board.
Yeah, we could be a shout. Look, and said it's interesting to see. Even in pint size, by the way. Sorry if you're still watching. I was racing when you messaged. I couldn't really say anything. Obviously, I'm still streaming via Twitch. Who we got in the chat? Big Salty Sea Dog. Who's that?
Lewis.
Oh, it's Lewis. You're right, Lewis. He's still there. Probably not. But yeah, I said it's something that I do look forward to. Is I do look forward to racing. So I understand if. I know some races are about being like, oh, do you know what, I can't bother with this today. I don't have it with my own league, obviously it's my own league, but I can understand where he's coming from. And I said, but I'm getting it today, a bit frustrated, like I said, seeing the numbers, a bit frustrated. There's a couple of drivers that reacted they can race and then didn't show up, and then there's a couple others who just don't even bother reacting at all. So, yeah. We're going to be going through it, let's say all the heads and admins and stuff, and we'll go through it and we'll see if we can make a decent tier 1, cross-play tier 1, and potentially carry over everyone's points. But obviously, it'll be normal points after that. When we're doing like the best Xbox versus the best PlayStation, it'll be a bit silly giving 25 points out.
Yeah. Yeah, but that'll work, carry their points over, and then a little confusing with where people will potentially jump to in the standings, but then as the season progresses, it's early enough in the season that it won't affect anything overall.
That's the thing, it said you've got a choice of either doing a restarted season, which means everything we've done up to this point has been pointless, which I don't want to do that, or it's this option where we just carry over their points. It wouldn't be fair to drop everyone's points or drop certain people's points and base it on timing and that kind of stuff, because for example the timing side of it, our race director hasn't been working properly for the first few weeks, so we haven't got official timings for everyone. Obviously we're lucky with us, we stream with you, say we have your stream on YouTube, but it saves every single race. But with Twitch on the Xbox side it's 2 weeks, so we can't really do that either.
Yeah. Right, safety car is in this lap.
I'm going to jump on board with Sean. It'll be interesting to see what the AI car of Lewis does, because he's right in the way at the moment.
I'm gonna stick with Lewis, see how his AI handles this restart.
It's a bit strange as well that Frenzy's pitted for new mediums. They won't make it to the end.
I think Frenzy pitted twice.
So that's a bit of a weird one. So Moylan has now gone. Decent start from here, but it's got a run already from Greg, who's seen it coming, and it's a straight away move into turn 1.
Gets it done well before the entry to turn 1 as well.
Yeah, and Jake makes the move up as well, goes past the AI of Lewis Dabika. I will, by the way, I will try and to be a co-commentator rather than.
No, it's
I
fine
will
by
try
me.
and be quiet.
No, that's
yeah,
fine.
right now, yeah, Lewis Dabika's car is getting in everyone's way. Moreland has got past Greg as well.
He was pushing that all the way around the outside of turn 3.
That's a very good move from Moreland. Doesn't want to get in that battle too much. I'm just going to stay on board now with the train behind Lewis. Lewis's
Where I
AI
just am
car.
as well. Looking at Martin trying to close up on the back of him.
Oh, what a dive into! That was a great dive.
No, it's not that
He had to make it. He had to do that. He had to get past him. The AI car will move out the way, so it's a good move to do.
AI difficulty is set on 60, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get the move done on it.
Nah, but he is on like fresher. Well, I say fresher, but he's on quite decent life medium. That's the problem. Whereas these guys are on the colder hards that wouldn't have warmed up necessarily. But King Pie's making a move now on the AI car. Guys side by side into turn 1. Who's going to yield? Oh, the AI had fought it. Tried to fight it. But King Pie back into 6th.
Top 4 are within a second of each other. But no DRS at the moment. We've got another lap to go. Why am I getting tagged everywhere?
Frenzy making the move around the outside of 5 and getting that done around the AI. So AI is where it belongs now, in last place.
Tier 2 are starting their race now. They've had 2 lobby resets.
They're idiots. If for those who don't know, Flea basically, this is obviously a sprint race, so we have short quali, sprint, then race. Flea did full quali, so they had to reset. So that caused them a bit of a delay, and they started early as well. Actually,
I thought, just as they were saying about resetting it, they could have just ran Q1, screenshotted, and custom grid the sprint race.
Yeah, and then I think there was a big issue where Flea was kicked out of the lobby, which kicked everyone else out. That's why they had to do another reset. In 1 second.
So Moyland has opened the gap to 1.5 seconds in front of RRL. Shawnicus is still on the back, pretty similar to the sprint race and how the first opening laps have gone. Shawnicus all over the back of RRL, but not close enough to get the move done. Anthony just dropping just out of the DRS range of Shawnicus, but King Kai Panda, Frenzy and Martin are all past the AI of Lewis.
Frenzy. Yeah, now they're stuck behind a bit of a train behind King Fi, who's having a bit of trouble around this track. He's lost it around this part of the circuit a few times in sprint. And we've got Shawnicus trying to chase down Greg as well in DRS, going down the home straight.
Quite a few of them were dropping it out of turn 12 during the sprint race.
Yeah, whether they're riding the curb too much, because I didn't feel a lot of loss of traction around that myself.
It depends on
yeah, and the setup, I suppose, what line they're taking. I think I'm still using the wrong set. I think I'm using a setup that is now redundant from the big sheet you sent me. I think that's probably redundant now. Bio.
Yeah, there's. I think I've seen a new one. I didn't grab it though. It doesn't help when the Codemasters bring out a handling update and it throws out everything you previously worked on.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it needed to happen. I think the update. But it just what annoys me is that an update will fuck up something else, and then that'll fuck up something else, and then it just a vicious circle really.
The constant line of, there's an update, great, what new bugs are we going to discover?
I'm glad we got the immersive formation fix, so that was nice. There we go, we got Shawnikus again, make another attempt with DRS. He's got a lot of overtake that he's not using. Not sure why. He's not even going for it.
In the sprint race, he wasn't able to close up. Whether the Haas is deploying more of it, probably could have put telemetry on to have looked at that.
King Pie has just been overtaken by Frenzy. Frenzy on them fresh mediums, got him up to 10th now, so he's now up into 5th to chase down his former teammate, DX Anthony. Oh, I thought King Pie was going to go for another move there around turn 4, but he thought about it, but then no, couldn't get the grip down, which is not surprising really.
He seems to be taking a lot tighter line through some of these corners.
With Frenzy?
No, King Pie, he's doesn't seem
probably
to
why
run.
He's spinning then. If he's taking them tight lines, he's probably risking it a bit too much.
Going where the rubber's not down on the track.
He's now letting this from here. He's avoiding that curb there, which is what he got caught out on in the sprint.
That was a lag spike and a half.
Yeah, he did that to me on lap 1. So I don't know if you caught it on the stream, but basically we were going 3 wide on the approach to turn 4, and his car looked like he lagged straight into me, and I was like, I had to back out of it. He hasn't got the straight line speed that Frenzy's got down the straight, and Martin couldn't do anything with DRS either, but Frenzy will be looking to break DRS probably the next 2 or 3 laps.
Very similar ERS availability for the pair of them as well.
Yeah, Martin's doing actually quite well. He's on 50% essentially, where these two are on 30. So he's got a bit to use up there a little bit. Jake right now in a bit of no man's land. 2 seconds with the car in front and 2 seconds with the car back basically. He's on them hard tyres though, so that will make him to the end easily. Shawnikus dropped off the back of Greg massively now. He's barely been DRS.
He's got all that ERS available. He
should be deploying him. I don't know why he's not.
That was one of the things I never used to do, was use the ERS, but I've started more trying to remember to use it at key points. It's not about keeping 100% for the entire race. You've got to burn some of it off and just try and recoup it as you go around.
Yeah, because you gain it back. If it's on 100%, then you're losing the IRS. So you're not even using it. But that's the problem I've got when I'm racing is that if I'm not chasing anyone, I don't tend to use the IRS. So I'll forget to use it. If I'm chasing someone, then I'll use it more. So it's like I said, it's getting the habit of using it in certain corners where you think, do you know what, I can not great here, I might need a better exit here. But you got to do it on every single lap rather than just when you're attacking or defending, for example.
I always remember Dad saying there was someone who used to be, was it VFL, who had spent all the time working out where to use ERS, did all his break points and drew the map out.
Yes, it was someone in VFL. Yeah, I remember the map.
Shawnikus a lot closer this time through the exit as well.
Gained a lot there. Except from a lap down he was just now. He's now within that 3 tenths. But again, 100% ERS, he's not even touching it. See, it's annoying me. Why isn't he using it? Like, Greg is on 70%, he's not even having to defend it. Like, Shawnikus could be using this and getting ahead. I don't know why he's decided to stay behind him.
I think that Haas is set up on a very low downforce setup, because he seems, even with DRS open, neither of them using the ERS, is able to pull the gap out.
Maybe that's what he's aware of. Maybe he's just thinking, well, there's no point me using it because Greg is faster than me. But even so, like you say, now he's at 100% essentially. He's he's going to be gaining ERS, but it's going to have nowhere to go. He's fully charged. So he's wasted his ERS right now. He needs to use that a little bit somewhere.
He is definitely quicker through the second sector. It's the more technical section of the track.
Yeah, Greg seems to have a bit more. It's like a Womack setup, a bit more straight line.
Oh, I remember that. Womack was absolutely...
I remember it all. It's so frustrating.
And then he turned around and went, I'd loaded the wrong setup.
It worked. It worked for him. Did really well. Wasn't it Miami setup he was running?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was a bit of the overtake used there from Shawnicus, so he has to use a tad there to catch back up to Greg, but didn't want to use it to overtake.
Frenzy's now closing into the DRS of DXT Anthony. I've managed to drop Panda to a second and a half back. Martin's just 1.8 back, so mid-pack are still quite close, really.
Yeah, they are. They're doing fairly well. I said with Frenzy on these mediums, they're not going to make it to the end, essentially. So Anthony's not going to really fight this. I don't think he won't put up too much of a battle for this. He's quite a clever driver, is Jake. So he won't necessarily want to fight this too much. But we did see in the sprint how Frenzy can keep his tyres alive a lot longer. Like how he kept them softs going, I have no idea.
That was mad. I couldn't believe it when I saw that he was starting on the soft tyre.
I thought about it, but then the game this year's game, you're not going to make them softs last like 6 laps, let alone 10 or 11. And so me and Jake were just waiting for him to fall off, and like, don't worry, his tyres will fall off eventually. And then that's never. He just kept on going. Moylan right now is having a cushy time, sitting 5 seconds up.
Moylan, the only one who's put his telemetry to completely public. So I'll go off that screen before I'm tempted to say what his tyres are sitting on.
Ooh, I want to know. That shouldn't be too bad, to be honest.
His rear left has just hit 30%.
That's insane. I like how you can see that. Maybe a requirement for next year. Everyone's got to run with it on, so we can see what's going on.
I tried to get everyone to run with it. A handful did, and everyone else ignored my request. My request was more aimed at... It wasn't so much for the telemetry side. I was trying to find the sim hub screens where you get the full live leaderboard and sector times and everything come up like the real one.
Cool.
But I can't find it. I found it once 18 months ago and I saved it as a bookmark, but it's been deleted from where it was.
And there's the end of the pits. 16 lap old mediums, so that'll be him pitting for, I'm assuming, hards to the end. I don't know, another set of mediums.
How's he got another set? Oh, the tyres set up different sprint race weekend, because you normally only get one set of mediums, one set of hards for the whole race.
Is he going to go medium, soft? Unless
that's his second stop. I think he started on the hard.
He started on soft, so he's on soft, medium. So that's his his tyres done then.
Yeah, so sprint race does give you an extra set of mediums to play with then. That's handy to know.
Frenzy right now all over the back of Anthony. Anthony's not really lost or gained any places. I think he's probably dropped a little bit back from Shawnicus and the battle for seconds. But he's not exactly going slowly. I think Frenzy just on them faster tyres. He's now just kind of reel him in a little bit. But like if King Pie is pitting from 16 lap old mediums, are they going to be falling off now?
I'd say they're getting towards the end of their 5.
He had a look down turn 1, but wasn't that close really. Jake seemed to struggle out of this turn here. He can't really master this one, but Frenzy looking like it's following the same sort of line. So maybe Jake's just, bitching about nothing.
Turn 3, you've got to put on as little steering input as possible. If you put too much turning on, it slows you down through the corner. You have to really run it wide to get the most speed through.
Probably the reason why he struggles then is because he's on controller, is Jake. That's probably why he's struggling.
That'll hurt him then.
He's not a wheel runner. I did say to him he should get a wheel, but I don't think he's got the space for it in his room, or he doesn't race a lot. He just thinks this is the only thing he does. Same as me though, really, but I've got the space to do it.
Yeah, I remember when I got my wheel, my first wheel, it was like, oh great, I've got a wheel. Where do I set it up? And now I need to find a table that I can put in front of the TV.
Oh, Jake got a penalty there, running wide on the exit of the last corner. That's going to hurt him as Frenzy's going to go straight past, like I suspected. Not much defence there from Jake. But that 3 seconds is going to hurt him. It puts him right now behind Martin as well. Yes, I've been quite lucky. I've been quite blessed in my room. Like, I've always had just enough room. Well, my room I'm in now is quite big. King 5 said fast lap of the race, 120.5. Glad to see that's back again. Thank you, Co-Masters, for fixing that.
That's another thing I was going to say that's been fixed in the last update. The fastest lap point is now allocatable.
Thank God for that. Yeah, so my room here has always been quite large, so a rig has not been difficult to do. Because when I was racing midweek and I'd had to bring my wheel with me back to my old house where I used to live with my grandparents, again it was just enough room to put the wheel down the side of my bed and have where my desk is, and basically turn that into a little setup. Very uncomfortable though back then, because it wasn't like I got now. It was like a little like a fold away stand thing, so I'm sitting quite upright, and the pedals were okay, but it's a very upright seat position, and the seat's not attached to it, so obviously every time you've got to put your seat roughly where you had it last time, and it wasn't very fun to do. Sean Nicholas is still stuck behind Greg, but I say stuck. He's not stuck. He's just not attacking. Very strange thing he's doing now. I'm not too sure what tactic he's trying to run. Another fastest lap there from King Fire, 120.3. Let's check in on when Frenzy did pit. So he pitted lap 8 for his hards. Essentially, he could come in maybe for a set of softs later on if he wants to do that route.
I think they're all on 15 lap old hard, so I've got another 10. They'll go to. Will they go to the end? I've just looked at Moylan's. Just approaching 40%. And they should go to the end. They'll just be dead. So worn. Moyland, I think, has got the gap to be able to get in, put on a set of softs in sort of 5 laps time, and be able to regain any time he loses with the overspeed he'll have.
It just shows you, if Moylan's struggling, not struggling, but he's on 40% on his hards, what must Frenzy's mediums be on? They're only a lap younger. Yeah,
they've got to be getting on for.
They've got to be in punch territory, surely.
Anthony goes a little wide there. Jake is Anthony, isn't he?
Yeah, Jake is Anthony. Yeah, so Jake is not exactly dropping off the back of Frenzy. He's still with him. He just dropped out of DRS, as I said that. He's back. He's flirting with it at the moment. He's very much flirting with it.
Keeping it is maintaining the gap enough that penalty is going to.
He's still going to put him behind.
Still going to drop him down.
But him and Martin are probably lapping very similarly at the moment. The gap hasn't really changed from 2.7. Let's have a look. Anyone else is on penalties? What is instant looking?
Jake is the only one.
So, who's behind him? It's Martin, isn't it? So Martin currently not even on warnings for Martin. King Pie, he's got he's on 2 warnings. Frenzy is on 1 warning. Shawnikus is on 2 warnings as well, so he wants to be very careful. Greg's keeping it clean. Moylan's he's keeping it clean, but it doesn't really matter for him really. Yeah, there's a couple of drivers that are very close to a penalty, 1 more warning away from penalty, and some who are doing like very well, keeping it within the limits. Anthony again, still within that 7 tenths of Frenzy. Now he's back in DRS now, so I think this is where Frenzy's tyres are going to fall off.
And there's now the advantage on traction out of this section.
Yeah, look, Frenzy's going very, very wide there, around 12. He's starting to struggle now, but this is helping Jake reel in Shawnikus and Greg.
Yeah, they are starting to close that gap down on them. I think they're constant battle. Well, Shawnikus is using more of his ERS now.
And so is Greg to defend as well. I'm going to have a look at Moyland. Moyland on 35%, so he does still use it. Interesting to see actually where he uses it, even though he's so far out ahead. He doesn't really need to, but it just shows you that's what you got to do as a driver. Make sure you use it constantly.
I'm just trying to increase that, guys. Gone up about half a second over the last 2 or 3 laps, so it's not disappearing off and opening out a massive gap, but he is consistently increasing the gap.
I'll tell you one thing that is good with the sprint race. I'm out in this race, obviously. You know, I was guaranteed points. Yeah, I've still got 2 points, so I'm quite happy with that. Essentially, because I would have been probably about the same, to be honest. Maybe 3 points, because obviously with Lewis Davica, if I stayed in, I was last. I'd get a minimum 3 points, so it's not too bad. I'll take that. Yeah, I think Frenzy now is starting to feel the burn. It does. That's alright. Shawnikus too far away.
Monday, I was running in 11th on the last lap of the restarted race at Monza, and then it was Jack, Carbon, James all went out on the final lap and bumped me up into 8th place.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah, you remember that I'm not going to be here for Monday, right?
No, I'd completely forgot.
Don't forget that. I'm not here Monday.
I'll see if
I'll be in sunny Birmingham.
But of course, yes. Now I remember you up in Birmingham.
Oh, shut. What happened now? I thought he got beached. Yeah, Martin. I thought he got beached. He nearly did actually. He was struggling to get the car going again. It gives King Pie something to think about, because he's going to be catching him up very, very shortly. Actually, the gap's quite large. Actually, it depends how bad Martin's tyres are.
How cooked they've gone.
Yeah. I would imagine Anthony going to make a move on Frenzy in this on next lap, because I think Frenzy is definitely struggling now.
I can't see their tyre wear, but I can see their tyre temps. I mean, looking through.
Still holding it. He's still keeping that place. Yellow flags again. That's Martin's gone round again on the home straight. That's them overheated tyres. He wants to be careful.
Yeah, his rear left's up to 120.
Yeah, he wants to really slow down now. He's guaranteed 7th anyway, so all he's got to do really is just stay in. Just maybe pit for a new set of tyres. He ain't going to drop below Oh, a penalty there as well. Not going to help. Tell you that does help though. That helps out Anthony massively because he doesn't drop behind him now.
He'll maintain 5th place unless King Fi can. I think he'll be struggling now though with his 8-lap-old mediums. They'll probably be coming alive, but I can't see him being able to close down 20 seconds in 5 laps.
Well, he will essentially 18 seconds of the penalty. It's not going to happen. So, but even like, I can't even see if Jake does get past Frenzy. Well, Frenzy's in. No, it doesn't matter. Frenzy has come in. That's a strange call. Well, you might as well stick it to the end at this point. Unless they were on that verge of puncture, maybe that's why he's come in. But if he's going for a set of softs, this could be good for him. Here's set of softs.
Is he going to steal the fastest lap?
Oh, he must do, surely. He might even come out ahead of Panda. Panda's coming down the home straight now. You can see Frenzy coming out of the pits. Yeah, he's come out way ahead of him. Now, can Frenzy make up 20 seconds? I hardly doubt it.
If my tyre temp screen is correct, his tyres are already up to temperature.
After one corner.
I'm gonna.
He's struggling now. I think he'll be overtaken. He's gonna get a little battle there with King Pie. He's gonna stick it down the outside, round the outside. Lovely move there from Pie. Very, very nice from Panda.
I am gonna turn that screen off because I think those temps are completely wrong. Because I know you come out on cold tyres in this game.
Yeah, you definitely do. Shaunicus back to his usual of 90% on overtake. And Anthony now within 1.3 seconds.
He's starting to use it when he's halfway down the straight. He needs to be using it at the exit of 16.
Yeah, there's no point using it when your car is getting maxed out. You've got to use it to get that acceleration. He's dropped out of DRS to Craig, unless he can do a stonking first and second sector. Frenzy's got straight back past Panda, which is obvious, to be honest.
So Martin's come in and pitted for a set of softs as well.
Yeah, not surprising. So we should have a fastest lap attempt from these two drivers. And Martin's got a lot of overtake to use up for his attempt as well. He's already rinsed it down the home straight, so Martin is going to be going for it straight away. So watch this space. Martin will be taking the fastest lap. He'll be going to a McLaren, but which one we don't know.
Potentially it will go to both as it swaps round.
Frenzy will take it first, I think. He's definitely using it. He's got pole sector 2 there. Frenzy should be taking the fastest lap off of Panda, but will his teammate take it off him after? We'll stay on board with Frenzy for a minute. Oh, Andy's got to be in DRS of Sean. This could be an interesting fight. There we go. A 119.2.
Martin's just picked up purple middle sector.
Yeah, that's a purple 1 and purple 2 now for Martin. Even after Frenzy's lap, so it should be a fast lap from Martin.
Matt is trying to keep an eye on Jake.
Bit of a over rev there from Martin. A 118.5 rapid time there from Martin. Or problem that we're going to have now. Oh no, they got past him. Okay, never mind. I said the back marker of Luis Dabica, but they've all got past him quite easily. By looks like it.
I think that's something they fix the AI when they get the blue flag. Do just get out of the way a lot quicker than they used to.
Yeah, it was frustrating when you get taken out by an AI car. We've still got a little Russian flag going in the mid pack for the battle for second, or battle for third, I should say. Everyone else is very, very much scattered. Martin's completely on his own. Moreland's on his own. And then essentially Frenzy and Panda are on their own.
Next Frenzy's open that gap out now.
Oh, Jake's going for a move into turn 5. Great move there. Has Shauna's got a problem? Looked like he just gave that up.
Way up on the ERS.
It's the thing. It's not good. It's going to be a shallow victory, I think, for Anthony, because he's got that penalty. Shaunicus has got all his overtake, so it might not last that long, this overtake. But he's already starting to pull away, though. He's nearly out of DRS already.
Feel it on his tyres. 24 lap old hards. They're going to be unpleasant. He's just got to hold it together, hold it in that 3-second window. He'll have the DRS this on around.
And he's using the RS for once, actually, as well. He hasn't got the straight line speed at all, has he?
He's gone for
He's gone for a middle sector. Yeah, he's got a lower downforce set up for the middle sector, whereas I think Jake's gone for the standard. But he was rinsed his overtake. He's on 3% now. He's got to make up one more well, basically another 1.5 seconds to get that place over Shaunicus in literally like half a lap now.
Shaunicus is on the ERS now, on the corner exit. I wonder if he's listening to the stream.
Maybe. Well, yellow flags are waving again, and it's Martin gone round again.
The exit of 16.
Now, if Martin was clever, he would let himself get lapped to end the pain. No, he's still going. He's spinning these tyres out in 5th there. But Moylan will take the race win. Great lap from him, great race. Greg's going to come round essentially, yep, definitely in 2nd. Too far away from danger there.
Craig's going to take 3rd on track, but Shaunicus is going to get the jump with that penalty.
Yeah. Still a good show in there from Anthony. Good show. Frenzy will take 5th. That's a good race from Frenzy. Doing his usual weird strategy on the pits.
Trying to keep out of trouble.
Yeah, always seems to work. Panda takes 6th, and then just wait for the spinning Martin to come round. He's taking it very easy now. I think he's aware, fully aware that he's the last one to cross the line.
Destined for 7th, but gets that bonus point for the fastest lap as well.
Here he does. I like how the cars get dirty now when you come off track as well. Martin's car is filthy.
Yeah, I like that. It's a nice little touch they've added in. He's trying to do donuts.
I think he's trying to do some donuts. What's he gonna do?
Dump the clutch. Now! Oh,
bit of a wiggle. Late. Bit of a wiggle over the line.
So there we have it. That was TTFL Tier 1. Our first experience of the sprint race. Bit gutting there weren't more people.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Coming in.
It is a big shame. I think especially around Spain, this would have been a much more interesting race if everyone did show up.
Well, there's certainly been more battles through the grid to look at.
Yeah, definitely.
Closest battle through both the sprint and the feature race was Shaunicus and Greg.
I'll tell you what, there'll be a lot to watch next week when you're watching Monaco.
Oh, you Monaco next week? Oh,
Monaco next week. It's we've got a back-to-back street race. Well, technically 3 back-to-backs: Monaco, Baku, and Montreal.
Oh, that'll be.
I don't know how they class Montreal as a street race. It's really not.
It's not, but it is because it's a temporary circuit. A bit like Australia's a temporary circuit. It's only there for the F1 weekend, and then it's an open park. But just to confirm your standings at the end, that's Moyland in first, Thornicus in second, Greg in third, Anthony fourth, Frenzy in fifth, Martin in sixth, Panda in seventh, Lewis the Beaker's AI takes eighth, and then I can't see because it's disappeared off my screen.
Yeah, then it was then Hobart. I was in ninth based on the
Yeah,
allocation. Uh, 10th place will be Dutch face, and 11th place will be non-human. Obviously, with the fact that Lewis wasn't actually in the race, he'll get dropped to last. No one will move up because it was only the actual race he didn't show up for, or he just disappeared from. So there'll be no gains or anything. He'll just won't have his 4 points essentially.
yeah, because it dropped him out in the sprint race, isn't it?
Yeah, he was in a sprint.
But that's it for this week for TTFL. If you want to stick around near the channel, it'll be going live again in about 15-20 minutes once Tier 2's finished and we can get
Maybe a bit longer.
RPR CP2 going. I'm going to try and find the Tier 2 stream and see how far behind they are. That's on Twitch, isn't it? Tier 2
Yes,
stream.
should be. I don't think Josh is actually streaming now. I don't think he's even there.
That'll be a. I wonder if. Who is streaming? Oh, Vader's not even streaming. No, none of them are streaming.